Hello everybody. In last video we saw the basic logic development of the calculator and we saw the addition and subtraction arithmetic operation. In this video we will see about the multiplication and division operation. So for the multiplication we are going to do the same thing. We will use case and function, and the same logic gonna apply, but for the division there is something different method I wanna show you, because if you will do the 5 by 2, you will get the answer 2.5, which you cannot store in the integer. It is a float value. So that's why we need to do something for this, and there is a little change. So first we will do the easy one, that is the multiplication. So we're just gonna copy paste and do some changes, like our first step was to declare the function, so we will declare it. We will give it name mul. This is for the multiplication, and the second step was to make a function. So let's make that function, means I'm gonna copy it, but it's the same thing, just we have to change the name and the sign of minus to the multiplication, and rest is the same. And third step we need to call, so we will call where after the case. So let's make another case over here. This is the another case. This is for the multiplication, and rest is same, just we are calling here the multiplication function. So let's save this and run this, and let's see what is our output. And we will do 5 into 2 is equals to 10. Okay, so it's working. Now for the division, what I was talking about, so let's do the first thing, but now we need to use float, not the integer, otherwise it won't show you the correct output. So let's make the division, and again when you are choosing the parameters you have to choose float parameters. So we just chose these two parameters. Okay, and then the second step was to make a function. So while making a function you have to do the same thing, just you have to use the float instead of integer. So you need to do the same. Not only x and y, you have to make even z also the float. And then you have to give the command x divided by y, and you have to return the value stored in the z in the main function. So we have done the second, and now we are going for the third step. Third step was to make a case. So let's make a case for the division. So now what I'm gonna show you, that what we are gonna take our first input, that is integer. So we need this also in the float. That's why what we are gonna do, we will make some more variables which will be float. So these three variables are now float, and we can use in the below program. So now what we wanna do, we have a in the form of integer. We just took this scanf a in the form of integer. Now we're gonna make it in the float, just like that. A1 equals to a. Now their integer value have came to the float. Next is the same, we need the second input from the user, that what you're gonna divide from. So that is the float value, that's why we are going to use the percentage f. and we gonna save it in the v1. So because v1 is a float variable, that's why we are going to store it in the v1, and then we will call the division function, and we will pass these two formal parameters to the actual parameters, and then we will print the value stored in the c1. So this value stored in the c1 is in the form of float. That's why we're going to use the percentage %f and the address of c1. So let's see if it runs or not. Is there any error? So let's save it and execute this. There is one error. The scan. Okay, fine. Here, I forgot to give the F. And now let's run it. Okay, it got run. So let's see, 5 divided by 2. Okay, it got work. But there is mathematical error, means something is wrong. It's giving the, because I haven't given the break over here, so we need to give the break. Okay, now let's see, save and run. 5 divided by 2. Okay, so it's working. Let's see some another number. 3 divided by 2. Okay, it's working. 1.5. So this is how you can use the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division program, and you can actually execute this logic into the actual calculator in the actual embedded system. So you have to build your own logic, and anything else you want to ask about this, you can ask in the comment section below. And please keep watching my videos. Please do subscribe, and thank you for watching.